Hello friends, welcome to Quest for Knowledge. Today we are going to go through with the 2 marks of all the 2019, 2018 and 17 papers. So let's get started. Define entrepreneurship. So how to define entrepreneurship. So the capacity and willingness to develop, organize and manage a business venture along with any of its risk in order to make a profit is called as entrepreneurship. So a person who has the capacity and willingness to develop, organize and to manage a business venture and is ready to take out risk in order to make a profit is called as entrepreneurship. Let's move on to the another question. What is cottage industry? A cottage industry is a traditional industry catering mainly to the local population and dependent upon local raw materials. They are located usually at the homes of the producer, hence the name cottage industry. So the normal which the producer who is depending on the local population and for the raw material also his depends on his main it's a traditional kind of a industry which mainly depends on the local population and dependent upon the local raw materials which is available to him in the near to his area only, and they are located usually at the homes of the producer. So that is why such kind of a they produce usually in at the homes of the producers. So it is called as cottage industry. Let's move on to the another question. So state the importance of market feasibility. Market feasibility studies analyze the economic, demographic and competitive factor that impact the development project. So market feasibility is nothing but it studies and analyzes about the economic, whether it is profitable or not, demographic, what is the environment and how is the surrounding, and competitive factor that impact the development project. The market feasibility study represents the most complete research on demographic trend and the marketing environment that determine the success of the development. So how to develop? So it is mostly focus on the demographic trend, what are all the changes in the demographic, in the way of people's lives and personalities and the way of their thinking, everything. So how is their trend in the demographic trend and even the marketing environment to determine the success of the development. Define business plan. A business plan is a written document prepared by the entrepreneur that describe all the relevant external and internal elements involved in starting a new venture. So if you want to start a new venture, you should have to prepare a business plan, which in that you will have all kind of a thing which describes your all the outer and internal elements, in what manner, what kind of things you will face, everything, what and all your alternatives. So everything will be described, what and all the challenges you need to face, what and all the opportunities you may gain in external as well as in the internal in elements involved in starting a new venture. A business plan is like a blueprint of step-by-step process that would be followed to convert business idea into successful business venture. So if you have an idea and if you want to make it into a reality, you have to make a business plan. Likewise, before building a house, you have to make a plan of that. After that, it will act to you as a blueprint to work as a step-to-step thing, and then you make a real building out of that. So like that only for the business also we need a business plan as a blueprint for the step-to-step process. Give the meaning of venture capital. Venture capital is the money put into an enterprise while may be lost if the enterprise fails to earn profit. Businessman starting off a business will invest venture capital of his own, but that will probably need extra funding from a search than his own product. Venture capital is the money put into an enterprise while may be lost if the enterprise fails to earn profit. So when you are putting some of the capital into some others enterprise, if the enterprise earns profit, you earn a lot good amount of profit. If that enterprise faces loss, you will lose your money as well. So when you are investing the money into anyone's enterprise, such is called as venture capital, because some of the enterprise need extra funding. So if you are providing some funding, if you are going to provide a capital by joining hands to them with them, so such is called as venture capital. Who is spontaneous entrepreneur? Spontaneous entrepreneur are the entrepreneurs start their business because of their natural talent. Why? Because they have a very good talent. Out of that, if they start a business, so that such kind of a persons are called spontaneous entrepreneur. They are the person with initiative, boldness and confidence in their ability, which motivate them to undertake entrepreneurial activity. So if they feel that they have that initiative, they have that boldness and passion and confidence in their ability, so that it motivates them to undertake entrepreneurial activity. Now let's move on to the another question. State any two objective of Awake. So Awake organizes seminars and conventions, and its main ambition is to empower the women through entrepreneurial development to improve economic condition. So this is the two objective of Awake. I hope this one helps. So this one is the paper of 2018. So let's move on and discuss the 2 marks. The first question, give the meaning of entrepreneur. A person who organizes and manages any enterprise, especially a business, usually with considerable initiative and risk, is called entrepreneur. A person who is innovative and who has the risk taking ability in order to earn profit in the business operation by running an enterprise, such person is called as an entrepreneur. A person who organizes and manages any enterprise, especially a business, usually with considerable initiative and risk, is called entrepreneur. What is tiny industry? A tiny industry unit is one with an investment limit of rupees 2.5 million in plant and machinery, irrespective of location of the unit. So which of the company which has the investment limit of just 2.5 million, so million, or else 2.5 25 crore, sorry, 25 lakh. So 25 lakhs. So they will be called as such company will be, such industry will come under tiny industry. What is feasibility report? A feasibility report is a project report of a new enterprise of an expansion which provides in general primary economic information, financial data and technical details. So it is a report, it's a report of a project of any of the new enterprise, or if you are having an idea to expand your business, then the report provides you general, primary, economic informations, financial data and even along with the technical details. So such is called as the feasibility report. What do you mean by industrial estate? The United Nations has defined on industrial estate as a planned clustering of enterprises offering standard factory buildings erected in advance of demand and variety of services and facility to the occupants. So according to United Nation defines on industrial estate as a planned clustering of enterprises offering standard factory buildings erected in advance. It means it is built in advance because of the demand, and variety of services and facilities are given to the occupants. Who is a spontaneous entrepreneur? Again, we have already discussed about this. Spontaneous entrepreneur is the entrepreneur who starts the business because of their natural talent. They feel they are bold, confident, and they do have the ability to initiate the business, which motivates them to undertake entrepreneurial activity, will be called as spontaneous entrepreneur. Expand TESCOC. So the TESCOC is the Technical Consultancy Services Organization of Karnataka. Is Technical Consultancy Service Organization of Karnataka is the expansion for TESCOC. Let's move on to what is innovation. The process of translating an idea or an invention into a reality. Example, a process of translating an idea or invention into a goods or service that creates value or for which customer will pay is called innovations. So before we had keypad mobile phones, now we have the screen touch. Now we are using the artificial intelligence. So these all are innovations. It means we are turning our ideas into the reality to which the consumers are willing to pay for such innovations is called as innovation. So we have come to the 2017 paper to discuss the 2 marks. So the first question is, what is a business plan? The business plan is written document prepared by the entrepreneur that describe all the relevant external and internal element involved in starting a new venture. So a business plan is a blueprint of step-by-step process that would be followed to convert business idea into successful business venture. So business plan is nothing but before implementing the idea, we need to do some draft. Okay, so it is nothing but a written document to be prepared by the entrepreneur, which discuss all the external and internal element which will be involved to start a new venture. So it is like a blueprint which helps the entrepreneur to process step by step what and all the things to be followed to convert this idea into a successful business venture. So we give the meaning of industrial sickness. Industrial sickness can be defined a condition wherein an industrial unit fails to generate surplus on a continuous basis and depend on frequent infusion of external funds. So when the industry is not able to generate surplus, the company is not able to have more revenue, and it is on a continuous basis. When the industry is not able to get surplus on a continuous basis and it needs to depend on the funds which has been frequently need to take help of the external funds, then it means that then such condition is called as industrial sickness. Industrial sickness can be defined a condition wherein an industrial unit fails to generate surplus on a continuous basis and depends on external funds. Expand DIC and KSSI-DC. So DIC is nothing but District Industrial Center. KSSI-DC is Karnataka State Small Scale Industries Development Corporation Limited. Karnataka State Small Scale Industry Development Corporation Limited. What is market feasibility study? So market feasibility study is nothing but an analysis consists of potential market, customer segmentation, what kind of a customers to whom they want to attract to, and what kind of a demand is there to forecast about the demand, and what and all the market is strategies to be applied, what are all the cost of the various factors of production and pricing methods. So these all are the analysis is overall called as market feasibility study. What is industrial policy? Industrial policy is meant for the growth and development of the industry, and in the process of achieving this, all activity are defined by the industrial policy. The growth pattern of the industrial activity is also monitored by industrial policy by framing certain rules and procedure. So such is called as industrial policy. Let's move on. Give the meaning of cottage industry. It's a traditional industry which is dependent on the local population and also dependent upon the local raw materials, and they are usually located at the producer's home, hence they are named as cottage industries. Like how we make in homemade pickles, homemade papads and all, so that could be coming under the category of cottage industry. I hope this helps. So this is 2016 paper. In that we have the question, what is entrepreneurship, 4 functions of an entrepreneur, ancillary industry, common pitfalls to be avoided while making business plan, and which institution offers assistance to SSI, 4 objective of KVIC, and expand TESCOC and SIDO. This is the definition for entrepreneurship: who has the capacity and willingness to develop, organize and manage a business venture along with any of its risk to make a profit is called as entrepreneurship. So this is the definition. So this is the 4 functions of entrepreneur. The next question: gap filling, organizing function, risk bearing function, creative function, dynamic function and economic function. So these all are the functions of an entrepreneur. So entrepreneur brings out a change in the environment through his idea and by producing new products. Ancillary industry is an industry which has fixed investment in plant and machinery which do not exceed 1 crore rupees, which makes spare parts, components, sub-assemblies, tools and intermediate machines and tires and all. So semi final goods, like that kind of a thing which they prepare. So such is called as the ancillary industries. So these all are the 10 pitfalls which to be avoided while making a business plan. So unrealistic financial projection, not defining the target audience, overhype, bad research, no focus on your competition, hiding your weakness, not knowing the distribution channel, including too much of information, or the common mistakes and a pitfall to be avoided while making the business plan. The institution which provide financial assistance to the small scale entrepreneurs is Commercial Bank, State Financial Corporation, District Industry Center, Small Industries Service Institute, that is SISIs, Small Industries Development Bank of India, that is SIDBI. Any 4 you need to write. Let's move on. So what is the objective of Khadi and Village Industries Corporation? So the objective of the KVIC is to build up an active rural community, to provide employment in rural areas, to provide a saleable product and to create self-reliance among the economically weaker section. So these are the objectives. And after that we have to expand TESCOC, which is Technical Consultancy Service Organization of Karnataka, TESCOC, and SIDO, Small Industries Development Organization, is SIDO. Now we are going to discuss the 2 marks of the 2015 paper. In that we have got the question, term entrepreneur, 2 successful women entrepreneur, expand IFCI and SFC, what is product range, tiny industry, why to scan the business environment, business plan, market feasibility study, features of SFC, industrial estate, and 4 qualities of entrepreneur, and write 2 functions of DIC. In this I am not going to repeat market feasibility study and business plan. So entrepreneur is an individual who create a new business bearing most of the risk and enjoying most of the reward. So entrepreneur is commonly seen as innovator who has a source of new ideas, goods, services and business or procedure. A person who creates idea into reality is an entrepreneur. So name any 2 successful women entrepreneur. So as you can see, Indu Jain, who is a current chairperson of the Bennett Coleman and Company, Kiran Mazumdar Shah of Biocon, and Kiran Mazumdar Shah of Biocon, Indra Nooyi of Pepsi India, Vandana Luthra, Naina Lal Kidwai, and all. So if it asks the question about 10 successful entrepreneur of India, means Dhirubhai Ambani, J.R.D. Tata, Ramarao Narayana Murthy, Shiv Nadar, Azim Premji, you can answer. Expand IFCI. IFCI is the Industrial Finance Corporation of India, so which is currently a company listed on BSE and NSE as well. So that is it. Expand IFCI. Now expand SFC, means State Finance Corporation is SFC. What is product range? So product range or product line is a group of product like mobile phone, laptop, microwave that have these similar characteristic and are closely related in form and or function and are similarly priced, even marketed and sold through similar customer groups or market range. Tiny industry is one in which the investment in plant and machinery is less than 25 lakh. So such is called as tiny industry. And business organization, there is an internal and external environment. So environmental scanning is nothing but we are gathering information from an organization's internal and external environment for the careful monitoring of this environment to identify future threats and opportunities is called as environmental scanning. This is the another question. Write the any two features of SFC. So SFC provides loan mainly for the acquisition of fixed asset like land and building, plant machinery, and also it gives financial assistance to industrial units for whose paid up capital is whose paid up does not exist 2 to 3 crore. So which is being noticed by the central government. These are all the feature of SFC. Write in it 5 qualities of a successful entrepreneur. So motivation and passion, self-discipline, risk-taking ability, creative thinking and persistence is the quality of entrepreneur. So state any two functions of DIC, that is District Industry Center. So survey and investigation, it conducts survey, it offers training courses, provides machinery and equipment and raw material, arrangements for loans, marketing and khadi and village industries. These are all the functions which DIC does. So this is the question paper of 2014. In this we have defined entrepreneur, what is difference between entrepreneur and enterprise, SSI, product range, scanning the business environment, 4 factors to be considered for selection of the location of the unit, business plan. In this I'm not going to repeat. The question which I have already discussed, like business scanning of business environment, what is product range and all. Okay, so let's get started. So the first question is define entrepreneurship, that I have already done. This is difference between enterprise and entrepreneur. An enterprise by which new business are formed in order to offer product or services in a market. An entrepreneur is an individual who start a new business and takes on risk associated with that business. So the difference between entrepreneur is the catalyst who brings about the change. An enterprise is the business organization that is formed which provides goods and services, creates job, exports and even brings out overall economic development. So entrepreneur is the person and enterprise is which the entrepreneur runs the business. So that is all about. Small scale industries are those industries in which the manufacturing, production, rendering of services is done on a small or micro scale basis. So these industries make a one-time investment in machinery, plant and industry, but it does not exist more than 1 crore rupee. 4 factors to be considered while locating for a for the location unit while you are actually searching for a proper location. So first you need to check out the security, accessibility, competition, business rate, and potential for the growth, and skill base in the area, and how is the environment. These are all the things which you need to see before setting up a location unit. So what are the marketing aspects of a business plan? So the marketing portion of a business plan addresses four main topics, that is product, price, promotion, place. A business plan is the blueprint for taking an idea for a product or service and turning into a commercially successful reality. KVIC means Khadi and Village Industrial Corporation. We have already gone through with that. And KSFC means Karnataka State Financial Corporation. So it is according to the Act of Government of India, which have been set up for the tiny, small, medium, and large scale industries units in the Karnataka state. So that is Karnataka State Financial Corporation. If you found this video helpful, please do like, share, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And that is it. Do comment your suggestions. Thank you very much.